Hey everybody, this is a brief introduction to our class templates. Going forward, for all memo assignments, begin with our class memo template, which you see here. And for other assignments, use the styles template, which you see here. So, the styles template and the memo template contain the same styles. The only difference between the two is one is set up for use of a memo, and it has what we'll call the memo header information, which is to, from, CC, date, and the subject. And the other one is set up for other kinds of documents. So if you have a memo assignment, use the memo template. The instructions for using our styles are the same whether you're using the memo template or you're using the styles template. And you can read these. They contain content that tell you how to use them. The styles template is more fleshed out, but you can see that there's some instruction here for writing memos in this class. So use these resources, read them, and take notes on them. How do we use these templates? Well, templates use Microsoft Word styles. Styles are just a way of describing a paragraph. So here is our styles template. If I click the styles pane, this might be a little different in your environment, but the functionality is the same. You can expand the styles pane and see the styles that are available in the current document. So select the styles in the current document, and here you can see a list of those. So to use styles, create some text. Select the text to which you want to apply a style, and then select the style you want to use. In this case, creating some text, I'm going to make that a heading 1. Do you see how font type, font style, font size are all chosen for you? Space before and after is also preset. So you don't use any of these controls up here. You don't choose a font, you don't choose a font size, you don't choose bold, you don't choose left aligned, you don't choose indent, outdent, you don't pick the numbering button. All of this is defined in our styles. Select text, you click the style. The huge advantage to this is you as the author of this technical or business communication can focus on writing your content, and you don't have to worry about fiddling with fonts or tweaking spacing or choosing a particular font style and size. You can just write content and then pick a style to use. So this is some introductory text, and you can see here by default it's body style, and you can see that right here. And if you scroll up, you can see body style right here. You might also want to type a list. To type a list, create some text. Ham, eggs, milk. Grocery shopping list. Do not use Microsoft's buttons, use our styles. An unordered list is a list in which the sequence doesn't matter. We use bullets for those. In our style template and our memo template, here are the styles. This is the top level bullet. It's not a sub bullet in some other list. So bullet 1. You select the text you want, highlight it, select the style you need. An unordered list could be entirely sentence fragments, or it can be entirely complete sentences, but don't mix those. So it's one or the other. Whereas, if you write an ordered list where sequence matters, then you need to use a numbered list. So if the sequence of items in the list is unimportant, use a bulleted list. If the sequence of items in the list is important, as it usually is in instruction, then use an ordered list. So how do I make this an ordered list? Well, select the text I want to apply a style to, and since it's not part of some larger list, create a top level list. So this provides instruction on how to save a Microsoft Word file. In our class, we have a convention where things you click are a strong style. There we go. You'll notice that we don't use the strong style to name something. So if the Save As dialog box opens up right here, we are not going to click bold for that. We're just naming it. This is what it is, and it opens. So that's how to create an ordered list using our styles. We did not click any buttons. We selected a style from the styles pane over here. File course conventions in this class include your last name, your first name, item, item. Now you'll notice that .docx is added automatically by the application Microsoft Word. You don't type that. You don't type the period, you don't type the docx. Word adds it. Mac users will have to enable the use of extensions, but I recommend you do that. Ask questions in the forums. Last name is self-explanatory. That's your last name. First name is self-explanatory. That's your first name. The word item and the word item, give me two words that have something to do with the document you're writing. If you're writing a document on how to install software, put the software name and the word installation, for example. So last name, first name, bbedit installation.docx. That would be how to write that. Notice there's no spaces and no special characters anywhere in here except for the period that the application adds for the necessary file extension. Please avoid this kind of thing where you have duplicate file extensions. This is not usual and this can lead to some problems with viruses. So just let the application add your extension. You shouldn't be typing a period or DOC or DOCX or anything. And then save. So, how do you start an assignment in this class? Well, go to Blackboard, download the styles template or the memo template, whichever one you are using. So let's say we are using the memo template. Delete the content that we have there. You should read that and take notes on it, but you don't need it for your assignment. Now, save the file using course file naming conventions. So we're going to call it Riley Sean Memo Example. And then type your content. As you go through typing your content, go ahead and use styles to style your content. Since this is a memo, obviously you're going to enter this information in the header that appears on page 1. Keep saving your work as you go along, and that's what you need to do. So the next time that you have a memo to write, go to Blackboard, download our memo template, open the memo template, delete the text that pre-exists, and type your new content. Save it using course file name conventions, and save as you go. With all things in this class, make sure that you understand concepts. You understand how we are using styles in this case. If you have questions, ask them in the forums. If you have answers, provide them in the forums. If you have general discussion, have the discussion in the forums. For example, why do I use the file name convention I use? Why do I use a strong style and not bold? Why are we using templates this way instead of Microsoft's default way of using templates? It is important for our class that you understand how to use the templates we provide, because you will struggle to succeed in this class if you cannot. Understanding styles and templates is a cornerstone to this class, and you'll need to use it for most of the assignments going forward.